missing is the order from Vladimir Putin. Now that remains the same today, it'll remain the same tomorrow, it'll remain the same next week, unless we see some really significant departure of Russian troops from around Ukraine's borders. As for Unity Day, well, it was a fairly low-key affair, it has to be said. There was a big flag being paraded in the Olympic Stadium, another one over in Maidan Square, off to my left here. Buildings over in the high-rise area, I'm looking at them right now, illuminated in the colours of the Ukrainian flag.
Amen.
But it was not a public holiday. People were going about their business. There were flags on the streets. The national anthem was sung at 10 o'clock. But for the most part, the people of Kiev carried on doing what they've been doing throughout this crisis, which is living their lives.
Well, as they continue living their lives, when it comes to NATO, they say that they see no evidence of de-escalation from the Russian side.
That's right. I think, we have to recognize what's going on here. This is theater. The Russians have been pumping out pictures, first of all showing the build-up, and now showing the apparent withdrawal of forces. This is all messaging. They wanted the West to believe that there was a real threat building up there, even though they continue to say they have no intentions of attacking Ukraine. Now they want to present a slightly different image, which is that they are reducing their forces and saying, as they did say, some time ago, that these exercises would end and troops would go home afterwards. But it is theatre, and the Ukrainians are not averse to doing this too. They put out some pictures today showing their air force with the Ukrainian flag very visible in the front of the cockpit. Everyone's doing it, and it's all to send messages all the time.
And Jens Stoltenberg, the head of NATO, is sending a message as well, a potential new battle groupings within Eastern Europe. Just talk us through the likelihood of that.
So this is happening. What Jens Stoltenberg is saying essentially is, and he said it pretty much in these words the other day, is if Russia it continues this aggression as NATO sees it, you will not get less NATO in your neighbourhood, you will get more NATO on the so-called eastern flank.
Of a renewed invasion, and this time the force arrayed on Ukraine's frontier comprises over 100,000 troops, far bigger than anything Russia has deployed against her before. If the worst happens and the destructive firepower of the Russian army